Hey guys, welcome. Today I have a little Priceline haul for you, and I'm also going to try on most of these products. I've got some double up, so obviously can't use those. I have an almost full face by the looks of things. But before we get into that, if this is your first time here, hello, I am Jenna and I make beauty content. Predominantly makeup, but I've started to sprinkle some skincare here and there as well. So if that sounds like your thing, I'd love it if you stuck around. If it's not your first time here, welcome back. I appreciate you coming back to this chaos. So all of these products I got, I think most of them were half price. Some of them may have been 40%, but I got them during a very recent Priceline sale. It's like one of their big sales. Anyway, let's get stuck into it. First things first, we have this Revlon foundation brush. I have wanted this thing for ages. Since they brought it out, I've wanted it, and I believe this was half price, so I jumped on it. Oh, she's heavy. All right, so it's got the little sleeve on it. I love these sorts of things. That's what it looks like up close and personal. It's got this nice angled shape to it. It feels nice and dense, but not too dense, if you know what I mean. And it's very, very heavy. Like this end in particular is quite weighty. So yeah, I am excited to use that. Okay, next we have the NYX the face glue setting spray. They also have a gripping primer, but I didn't get that. I've got a different gripping primer and I don't really need to. So yes, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's not sticky. What does it say? Transfer resistant makeup setting spray, up to 24-hour wear. Cool. All right, next we have the Australis Fresh and Flawless Conceal and Contour. Look how cute this packaging is. It's so bright. This is in the shade Natural. Yep. Shade Natural. So, hopefully that will be a good shade match. It looks pretty good. I find that a lot of Australis base products tend to pull quite orange or quite warm, but we'll see how this goes. I don't necessarily dislike a warm product for underneath the eyes because I do have dark circles. I find that warmer products tend to cancel that out because they have more of like a peach orange undertone. So next I have two foundations. I have the Maybelline Superstay Lumi Matte Foundation. I got this one. This is very, very light. I am worried it's going to be too light. However, I actually have another one of these. So the original one I got was shade 119. This was the closest match that I could get for my skin tone and my undertones because I have neutral undertones. These were the only two options. Like this is the shade down from this with neutral undertones. There were heaps of shades in between that had warm or cool or, you know, whatever, but none that had neutral. And I had a feeling this might be a little bit too light for me, or way too light for me. But I figured if that were the case, I can just mix the two together, whereas this one is too dark. So I'm hoping that I can just mix them together and get the perfect shade for me. These I'm not going to apply to my face today because I'm going to apply this one. And now looking at this, I'm worried that this is going to be too dark also. Oh well, whatever. This is the L'Oreal True Match foundation. I've heard very good things about this, so we'll see how this goes. Hopefully shade wise it works. You can never tell with it in the bottle anyway. Moving on. Next I got the Maybelline Maybelline Super Fluff Brow Mousse. This is in the shade, what shade are you? Soft brown. Hopefully this looks, I haven't even opened this. It smells like a brow product. I don't know why I smelt it. The little applicator is slightly bigger than what I'm used to for my teeny weeny little brows, but that's all right. And hopefully the shade match is okay. It was this, or I think the other one was like dark brown or something like that. And that one looked a little bit too dark. So we'll see how we go. And then this is the issue with doing online orders. I don't have a Priceline close to me. I have to travel at least an hour each way to get to Priceline. So unless I'm already kind of headed in that direction, it's just not doable for me. Now, I have got 3 different lipsticks. I have been on the search for a burnt orange lipstick, but a lot of the ones that I've been seeing online are either they have too much red in them or they're more of like a coral shade. There are a couple that I've got my eye on, but they're from indie brands which are overseas, and I don't want to just spend like 20 bucks on a lipstick and then have to pay the shipping fee, which is almost the same price or half the price of the lipstick. I'd rather buy more than one item is what I'm trying to say. I'd rather buy like either multiple lipsticks, and then it kind of makes the shipping more worth it, I guess. Yeah, so I was just trying to find something from Priceline, see if I could find something that was doable. 2 of them are a little bit disappointing. One is pretty much spot on, although maybe a little bit light. Anyway, I will show you. The first one that was disappointing is this Milani, what are you? Milani, I don't know what type of lipstick this is, but a Milani lipstick. This is in the shade Bronze Beauty. I didn't read the description because I wouldn't have got it if I realized it was a sparkly lipstick, or pearl, I think they call them. I thought this was just going to be a matte orange lipstick, and it didn't look like it was going to be a pearlescent one on the swatches. I didn't read the descriptions, so I didn't actually, I mean, I could have avoided this. I mean, that's a beautiful shade, but this kind of finish does not look good on my lips, unfortunately. So I will still try it, but I don't know if that's going to be something that I'll be able to continue using, which is a shame because I spent bloody money on this. Now the next one is the other disappointing one. It's the Revlon Color Stay Suede Ink. This isn't disappointing because of the formula. I already know I like this formula. As far as matte lipsticks go, Revlon, like this particular one, is fantastic. I actually have 2 others. The reason this is disappointing is because online, this color, this shade, looked like a burnt orange. It didn't look red, whereas in real life, it's got more red to it. And same with the actual shade. It has more red in it. I mean, this is still a pretty shade and I will still wear it. It's just not what I was looking for. But see how pink, like how red that looks? That is nothing like what it looked, how it looked online. Again, still a nice shade. I will still wear it. It's just not what I was looking for specifically. And then the last one is a Revolution lipstick. I don't know the actual name of this lipstick. This is in the shade Rebel Rust. So This one, on the other hand, unlike the other two, is definitely an orange lipstick. Let's just swatch this guy. This is pretty much what I was looking for, shade-wise. It feels really creamy. That's pretty good. That's basically almost exactly what I wanted. Cool. Alrighty, and then the last product I got is another Milani product. This is the Rose Powder Blush in Romantic Rose. That is what it looks like. It looks very pale, but that's kind of what I was going for. Hopefully it'll actually show up. But yes, that's what it looks like. Did this look darker on the website? I don't even remember. But yes, that is all the products that I got. Now let's put some of this on my face. All right. In true Jenna form, it is now several hours later. My camera battery started to go flat, so I put a new battery in there because I bought 2 new batteries for this camera. Put one of the new ones in, but didn't realize that they arrive completely flat, and I had 3 flat batteries. So basically I have been waiting for one of the batteries to charge so I can record. But anyway, let's move on. While I was waiting, I did actually swatch the foundations on my neck just to see shade matches and everything. So this side is the L'Oreal. You probably can't even see it on my skin, which is good. You don't want to really be able to see clear marks of foundation. But yeah, it's a decent shade match. I probably could have gone a little bit lighter, but it's definitely doable. And then I just mixed these 2 shades. And same thing, it's not a perfect match, but it's definitely doable. So what I am going to do is I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match foundation. I'm going to use this to apply the foundation as well. Very, very thin consistency on this foundation, which I love. I prefer a really thin consistency in my foundations. I'm just going to load the brush up. All right, brush is loaded, and let's have a look. Actually, I think what I might do is I'll do a brush on this side and then I'll do my sponge on the other side, because I want to actually see how this compares to how I would normally apply a foundation. And I would typically apply a foundation with a sponge, not a brush. But I mean, it's pretty nice. It looks darker applied with a brush than it did when I swatched it on my neck, because I just rubbed it in with my hands. But I mean, it's still fine. It's still doable. All right, so I opened the window a little bit more as well. So that is what it's looking like with the brush. I'm just going to take the excess off with the sponge. That did absolutely nothing, Jenna. What are you doing? I'm just going to put one more pump and we'll see how we go. Okay. Now, I do have more coverage on this side, but that's to be expected because I applied with a brush on this side. You'll always get more coverage with a brush than you will with a sponge. That's just the nature of the tools. I don't really have a preference. I think maybe I like the coverage I've got on this side, but on my cheek area, it looked slightly heavier just because I always go for more of a natural medium finish, but I prefer the coverage on this side. So I think the trick might even be I'm just going to apply a tiny bit more. The trick may even be to apply it with a brush initially and then tap that out with a sponge, because I find that helps with like heaviness. But from a first impression standpoint, actually, yeah, applying that with the brush, I've got, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got a little cluster of larger pores here. I have one specifically that's quite deep. It's basically like a scar. And when I applied this with just the sponge, I could still see that pore because it hadn't actually poured in. It hadn't actually been pushed in. But now that I applied it with the sponge, that pore is like it's been filled with foundation now. That sounds gross, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I think I actually prefer a combination of the two. Now, we're going to try concealer. So this is the Australis Fresh and Flawless Conceal and Contour in, what shade? Did I tell you what shade it was? Natural. Let's have a look. Actually, I think that's going to be pretty good. We will see. I don't know what coverage this is meant to be. I should probably look that up, shouldn't I? I'm assuming it's going to be medium coverage. Oh, full coverage. Create flawless looking skin with our creamy textured full coverage concealer. Oh, okay, cool. All right, so I've just had that sitting for a little bit while I was faffing about. And I'm just gonna use a brush to, what am I doing? Blending it out. I've been using a brush lately and I actually like it. So straight away I can see some dryness happening there, but I'm just gonna tap that out with my finger and see if that, yeah, that helped a little bit. So we'll do the same on this side. It has a nice texture to it. It feels lightweight. It didn't feel, you know how some concealers can feel a little bit heavy on the skin, especially full coverage concealers. I find that they tend to be a little bit thicker in consistency. This one doesn't feel like that. It feels lightweight. And it was easy to blend out. I think if you have textured under eyes, then tapping it in with your finger might be the best way to go about it, because I did find that it did look a little bit textured when I had blended it out with the brush, but now I'm pretty happy with it. I didn't buy a new bronzer, so I might just use my Tarte, what's this tape? Shape Tape Glow Bar. I love this thing. It's ridiculously expensive. I think it was like $90, but it's pretty. So I'm just going to apply bronzer and then I will play with the blush. Actually, I'm going to also put eye primer on just so that's done. Now let's play with some blush. Got the Milani Romantic Rose powder blush. I don't know why I'm telling you all of this because I told you all of that before. All right, so hopefully this isn't super light. I'm kind of worried. I mean, she's definitely very subtle, but I can see it on the skin. This would definitely be one of those blushes for more of a natural day, I find it has blurred that part of my skin. I don't know if you can actually see it in the viewfinder. That would be me. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but it's quite blurring. It could just be because it's a mattifying blush. But I mean, it's nice. Very subtle though, very subtle. I mean, I don't mind it. It's just, it's not as bright as I was expecting. These are the kinds of products that can sometimes surprise me. Like, they're almost a little bit lackluster on initial application, but then they are the products that I reach for the most, because in my everyday life, this is probably the type of blush that I would wear. So first impressions wise, it's okay. A little bit lighter than I was expecting. So this is one of those products that I'm like, I may actually really like this in the long run. So I'm not going to judge it too harshly. Next, I'm going to use this. I'm going to put this through my brows first, and then I'll just use another brow pencil if I need to add a little bit more. But I mean, we're not doing anything super fancy today. Oh. The shade is actually surprisingly good. I was a little bit worried that this was going to be too light, but no, not at all. It definitely does have a moussey texture. So if you prefer more of a thin, I'm just being really sloppy, I will clean that up. If you prefer more of a thin eyebrow gel, I guess a gel texture, or just a thinner eyebrow product, you may not like this one, but I have pretty much non-existent eyebrows, so I like it. I'm just going to tidy this up a little bit and just kind of blend it in. It's easy to fix up mistakes as well, which I appreciate because I'm always making mistakes. If you brush it when it's dry, it does flake a little bit, so be aware of that. Just kind of fix up mistakes while it's still wet, I guess. And you shouldn't have any issues, because that first bit at the front, I didn't have any problems getting rid of that. It was this one over here that was dry, that was a little bit flaky. But yeah, close up, I don't mind that actually. It thickened them. It's looking a little bit, I guess, warm in the viewfinder. But in real life, it doesn't look like that at all. But it's done everything that I expect this sort of brow product to do. It has filled in the brows. It's made them look thicker. It hasn't made them look caterpillary or blocky. It's done exactly what I want. I'm going to try this one now, the NYX The Face Glue. You can probably hear my kids screaming in the background. This one, you do need to shake it before you use it, because I did notice that there was a little spot of, I guess, white here. So I just gave it a really good shake, and now the whole thing has turned milky. So let's just see what it smells like. Nothing really. Slightly aggressive spray, but most of them are anyway, aren't they? So let's try this out. Oh, yeah. Kind of smells like glue, like my last video where it smelled like glue. I'm not a huge fan of the applicator. I find it very it's very targeted. Like I could actually feel the line that I was spraying in. So I'm not a huge fan of that. And I mean, I held that pretty far back. But in terms of how it set things down, it hasn't changed the finish of anything. I feel a little bit tacky in places, but that could just be because I applied too much because it's very jetty. But yeah, first impressions of that, it's nice. Now, the only other thing I have to try here is lipstick. So I think I might just do my eye look first and then I will apply the lipstick last. So I think I will use my Revlon Colorstay Longwear lip liner. I'll just line the lips a little bit. This is not orange in any way, but I just want to be able to line my lip with something. Okie doke. Oh. It goes on so nicely. Very, very, very creamy, which I appreciate. Oh God, look at that shade. It's looking more, I guess, like an orangey red in the, like from what I can see in the camera. But it doesn't look like that in real life. It is, I mean, it's definitely a rusty color, but it's a little bit, let me just finish applying this and then I will talk to you about it. It is so creamy, so creamy. It is actually really, really nice. I'll let it sort of settle down and dry down a little bit, but oh my God, I love that color. I am a lot more impressed than I thought I would be, if I'm completely honest. This is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Probably my least favorite from a first impressions, I guess would probably be out of these two, I guess. But I still don't dislike them. You know what I mean? This one, I have got a little bit of creasing in my big, I've got like one big, what is that, wrinkle there under my eye. Pretty much everything settles into that. So I'm not going to give it negative points for that. Let me just get a mirror so I can get real up close and personal with this concealer, because I am a little bit fussy with concealers. I mean, the concealer itself probably looks a little bit dry just in the corner of my eye. But that could just be my application. Maybe I applied too much. Maybe I let it sit there for too long, because some concealers don't like it when I do that. But I mean, it doesn't look bad. I would quite happily go out in public like this and not be worried about it looking crunchy and weird. I wouldn't say it's full coverage, because I can still definitely see darkness coming through. Whereas other concealers like my Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer, this is full coverage. Again, that's not a negative thing. I just wouldn't say it's full coverage. And I think if I applied more of it, it would start looking a little bit heavy and cakey. But I still like it, and that will be another like everyday concealer that I'll be able to wear. And then the other one is the Milani blush. Again, this isn't a product that I dislike. I like the way it looks on my skin. It is blurring, it's mattifying. It looks really pretty, like the way it sits on my skin. It's just not really the shade. I thought it was going to be a bit deeper than what it is. However, as I said before, it may be one of those shades that I end up wearing all the time because it is subtle. And on those days where I don't want to put a lot of effort in, I think this will actually be a good product because I can literally just like slap it on my face and not worry about it being too heavy of a color or too pigmented. But yeah, I'm impressed with everything except for, no, that's a lie. I'm not impressed with everything. I'm not impressed with this. Should we try it just for shits and gigs? Where's the smell too? I don't want to wipe this off, it's so pretty. We're just going to try the other two lipsticks. Just cause. So, I don't know if this will look any good. This is a definite no from me because it's more gold than anything. I should have read the description. This is just not a lipstick that I will be able to wear. Maybe my girls will enjoy using it, or maybe I can use it. Maybe I can use it for like a, I don't know, some sort of look. I want to see if I can kind of fix this though. I just don't know how. If you have any ideas on how to remove the like metallic finish or at least dull it, please let me know in the comments because that's an unwearable lipstick for me. All right, last one. Did I even tell you what shade this is? So Revlon Color Stay Suede Ink in the Money. See, that is a pretty shade. It's just not what I wanted. It's just not the shade I was expecting it to be, but it is nice. It's kind of like a grungy sort of red look. It's just not orange enough. It's a vampy red more than an orange, an orangey sort of shade, but I will still get use out of it, of course, because I do like this shade. It's very pretty. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you've got any of these products, do you like them? Have you tried them and you're not impressed? Please give me some tips on this lipstick, how to make it work. If you have any, I'd really appreciate that because I don't want to waste my money. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and also subscribe if you would like to see more content like this. Other than that, thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.